Mummy down instantly. But the fact that Slosh is going to have that Fun Chuck, which is pretty good at parrying Dragon out.
Yeah, and another thing I feel about the Dragon with Mummy is that Mummy's obviously not a very fast character, and Dragon, it sort of forces you to respect it, and Mummy can't really dodge it, so he has to either shield it or get lucky and outbox it, because the Dragon laser is really hard to outbox. If you mess up, you're going to get hit no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, Slosh is known for having, like, for an aerial Mummy. But even Mummy's aerial speed is not that great. He's going to still have a really hard time dodging the Dragon.
I think the aerial version of the Fun Chuck will have a little bit of a better time blocking the Dragon if he decides to go that route instead of just shielding it every time. But I think they're both relatively even in general. Like, if Slosh gets close and knocks down Barq, then Tturtle's going to have a really hard time, regaining his ground. And if Tturtle's able to space him out and just sort of keep him away with the Dragon, then Slosh might have a hard time too.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this unfolds. I believe they've got their bans and stuff ready, or they're doing it now. Yep. Tturtle looks like he's ready. Slosh also looking like he's ready. I think both of them are motion players, which is...
Yeah, that's crazy. You never see motion versus motion, like, ever. It's like a handful of players, and all the rest use a regular controller. Like, me personally, I could never use motion. I have plenty of respect for anyone that uses it.
Yeah, motion is one of those harder things to use. I mean, it can be really daunting at first. And getting in now where you're seeing, the Master Mummy using that Fun Chuck Tri-Blast Biffler against Tturtle's very famous Dragon and Tri-Bolt set here.
Slosh going to bring out the Biffler right away, it looks like. Looks like he might be still deciding. Okay, yeah, he's bringing out the Biffler. I think that's a pretty good choice considering Tturtle likes to be jumping on top of Barq a lot, and the Biffler has that, verticality where it's able to hit him even if he's all the way up there. But the downside about it is that once it's charged, it's one projectile, so Tturtle is going to have an easy time knocking it down if he just keeps attacking in the air. And it looks like Slosh is having an easy time just getting in close and just starting to take care of things. Like, Tturtle right now is really struggling. He gets the grab, that 200 damage Mummy grab, and he will not let Barq get up.
Yeah, at the very beginning, we saw Tturtle have a little bit of an advantage, but once Slosh got that down, the counter rush going to take it in there. Always rush the rusher.
In under 40 seconds. Neither of them going to the next round with rush.
Yeah, I want to point out, I believe Slosh is the one who knocked Tturtle down to losers.
Yeah.
So this could be sort of a revenge match for Tturtle. Seeing him switch over to this buff instead of the Tri-Bolt. Probably going for a rush gain advantage, I think, there.
Also, Tri-Bolt is a light arm, and that's not going to stand a very good chance against the Fun Chuck, as well as the fact that buff has such a quick retraction time that it can help contest it to help get the Dragon through.
Yeah, and it will have an easier time knocking down the Biffler since it is the one hitbox. So if it just even nicks the bottom of it, it's going to fall out. But Slosh is really not seeming to care. But a risky grab is going to let Tturtle get a grab of his own in. But Slosh is right back out there, knocking Barq down almost at his rush.
Slosh has got his rush ready to go. Tries to go for a grab, but misses it, and goes for the rush instead, defending himself from Tturtle. Tturtle's on the Magic Pixel, and he's about to get his rush. So we'll see what happens here. And Slosh is going to sneak a Fun Chuck right through there and take the round and the match.
Yeah, already over to game 2. Really great stuff from both players, but Slosh's offensive pressure and the aerial Fun Chuck just proving a little too much for Byte&Barq.
Yep.
Now I think if Tturtle wants to bring this back, that Dragon was a really good choice for him since it can nail Mummy in ways that he's not exactly comfortable with.
I think if he's comfortable with it, obviously, he might have a better time if he has a second arm to knock down Mummy, such as a toaster or roaster, because having just one arm to knock down a heavyweight can be sometimes like really dangerous, because if you can't land that arm, then they can just sort of dance all over you, and not being able to knock down a heavyweight is a pretty dangerous thing most of the time.
Yeah, especially if it's a Master Mummy up in your face with rush. That 200 damage grab puts a lot into your head. You don't want to get hit by that. Even if you've kind of nickeled and dimed Mummy at that point, you get grabbed once, you think, oh, all my progress reset.
Honestly, I think the grab does more mental damage than actual damage because, seeing that big 200 number and just that one slam knocking out your health bar, it just starts making you panic and freak out. And then now your opponent's in a better position than you because now you're panicking and freaking out. And ARMS is a very mental-based game.
Yeah, I mean, Mummy may have his arm extended for that grab, but it's essentially like he's T-posing on you for dominance.
Yeah.
And I think Tturtle looks like he's thinking long and hard about what he's going to choose here for both his counter pick and any arm counter picks he's going for. Slosh looks like he's studying pretty hard, though. Tturtle is going to go in with maybe even a little bit of a mental disadvantage just because Slosh got right in there. And if he keeps getting right in there, your mental stamina is going to keep draining. So he's got to make sure he's keeping himself calm, cool, and collected before Slosh can get himself in.
You really got to watch your mindset when you're playing this game.
Looking like something might be wrong with the maps, it seems.
Okay.
Okay. They're going to Mausoleum, it sounds like. Okay, getting ready now for Mausoleum. What do you think of the stage pick, sir?
It depends. If once the trampoline opens up, I think Tturtle's gonna have a better time because Slosh will have a harder time advancing, and Tturtle could just sort of stay back and like attack at his own pace. Oh, it looks like Tturtle's switching to Twin-Tail.
Okay, not something I even knew Tturtle had.
Me neither.
Interesting pick here, though. I would say Twin-Tail probably has the advantage in the matchup if he's got the default, which is known as the Mummy Killer in the default metagame.
But Slosh has got that Tri-Blast and that Funchuck. Like, the Tri-Blast is a very effective arm against Twin-Tail. Like, we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, we're seeing there that Tri-Blast, right like Serp said, getting in Twin-Tail's face. It can punish her aura really well since she is stationary, and it won't really stop anything.
She's forced to either block or punch it out as soon as it gets in her aura.
Yeah, and there's Serp getting right in there. There's that mummy grab we were talking about. He has his rush as well, so a lot of options are getting cut off by Tturtle.
And there's the rush taking the round right there.
Was that a
30
perfect?
seconds.
Ooh, it was a perfect.
Perfect in 30 seconds. And in a matchup that most people consider Mummy to be losing.
Yeah, Tturtle probably not as familiar with Twin-Tail as he is with Byte&Barq. And Slosh using his main, very familiar probably with this matchup since it's known as the killer. The Thunderbird Chilla coming out now. That's a very classic set in defaults. And just in general, Hanukkah Jamboree has been known to use that set quite effectively. Yeah. But now we're seeing Slosh getting back in there. That Thunderbird gonna connect, get the grab off.
Looks like he's having a little bit more trouble now. Tturtle's gonna have his rush ready to go anytime.
Yeah, Tturtle's gonna have to watch out for that charged Tri-Blast though that Slosh keeps throwing out.
They are about even on health, but Slosh is about to get his rush, so they'll be tied with rush. Ooh, Tturtle's gonna activate it right there.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky that charged Tri-Blast coming at him didn't connect. That would have been a heartbreak for him. That's gonna shield break there, getting a nice 170 plus some shield chip off, and Tturtle having the dominant position now. One confirm and a mummy grab would end this.
Oh, there's the mummy grab. Only Slosh just needs one more hit if he wants. Oh, and there it is. Slosh closes it out and advances.
Now, I believe, Moosh, is this the best of 5?
No, I think it's right.
Is this best of 3 or best of 5? Okay, this is best of 3. So Slosh really only needs one more. Or was that already it?
That was
that already it. Okay, I'm
2-0.
mistaken. That was a 2-0 by Slosh. And that means that Slosh is going to move on to fight Dart in the losers finals, and the winner of that is going to move on to fight Serp in the fight. Or you, fight you.
They're gonna fight me.
And now transitioning, going to get Dart over here, or yeah, Dart over. Going to see. Do you have audio in your headphones? Okay. Now, what do you think of the matchup's going to happen here? I mean, we saw that matchup already happen earlier with the Min versus the Coil.
Yeah, so I think Slosh, he really obviously doesn't want to be going Mummy for this matchup